Hi, this is Mr. Ng. I'm going to go over the quiz corrections for quiz number 3 on September 14th, 2015. Apologize, I took a picture wasn't very clear. So for question number 1, again, you have the distance formula between these 2 points. From the origin, you go left 2, then up 4. So negative 2, 4 is one of the order pairs. And then the second order pair is right 4, up 2, so 4 comma 2. You can use a distance formula, but I want to show you a second approach of doing the same problem and getting the same answer. You can use the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem is 2 legs of a right triangle. So here's the first leg there. That would be 2. And B is the second leg, 2, 4, 6. You just count by ones there. And C is the hypotenuse. It's across the right angle. In this case, that's what I'm trying to find. 2 squared is 4, and 6 squared is 36. Add those together, you'll get 40. Take the square root of both sides to remove the exponent. You get C is equal to the square root of 40. The factors of 40 are 4 times 10, and the square root of 4 is 2. So notice how you can get the same answer. So some of you may notice this is a smaller formula to memorize, and you don't have to worry about the subtraction and addition, so you can go ahead and try that for the previous quizzes. For question number 2, find the midpoint of AB from the diagram above. Some students you need to pay attention that you're getting the same order pairs there. So you take your 2 order pairs, and here's your formula. You add the values of x's. Notice how this is different from the distance formula where you have to subtract your x values. The midpoint is you actually add your 2 x values. So that'd be negative 2 and 4, negative 2, and there's the 4. And then your add those together and divide by 2, and you'll get 1, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. y1 plus y2. Add those together, you get 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Again, if you switch these, maybe you label these x2, y2, and this one x1, y1, you'll actually get the same order pair. Question number 3 asks you to simplify the radical. I didn't mean to, but it's actually the same radical above. Question number 4, I made this I'll have to double check. Oh, 2 points refer to this problem over here, and then 2 points for this problem. So you could have gotten any of these pairs here to get this problem correct. So it says complementary, which means blank plus blank equals 90. So P plus Q will give me 90, or P plus M will give us 90. If you did P plus N, that would be supplementary, which would be incorrect. And then if you got N and P, that's incorrect. Or I'm sorry, if you got M and Q, that would be congruent angles. If you come down here, you're just supposed to label this based on some vocabulary words. 1 and 2, those are adjacent angles, meaning they are next to, or they share a common ray right there. Question number 2, 1 and 4, notice how they have the same line there that intersect. And they're on opposite sides. Those are called vertical angles. They are not adjacent. Question number 3, angles 3 and 4. There they are. Notice there's the box there, which means they're complementary. And they're also adjacent. Remember, if you got either one of those, I'll give you correct. Question number 4, angles 1 and 5. Notice how it's a straight line there, therefore they are adjacent. They're supplementary, and more specifically, they're a linear pair. All right, question number 6 says complete the proof using either a 2-column or a flow chart. And the given was nothing there, and you're supposed to take that from the picture. Well, these 2 marks there show us congruent angles. 2 is equal to 4. So if you just wrote that down and give you 2 points, tells us to prove angles 1 is equal to angle 3. You could have done this in 2 ways, and you'll notice that the 2-column and the flow proof are pretty much the same. For either of them, you start with your statement there. That is 2 is equal to 4, that's given information. And a flow proof, the very top of the box is called statement, and the bottom is your reason. So I'll go through the 2-column, and then you can see how it's plugged into the flow chart. So some equations you'll need to get from your picture here are 1 plus 2 equals 180 and 3 plus 4 equals 180. They're both linear pair postulate. Well, if you look at both of these equations, there's only one thing they have in common, and that is 180 degrees. Okay? So you're taking this statement here, 1 plus 2 equals 180, and I have here 180 degrees. So wherever I see 180 degrees, I'm going to write angles 3 plus 4. Well, up here I see 180 degrees, so I'm going to write angles 3 plus 4. And that's how I got statement number 4. 1 plus 2 equals 3 plus 4. We did a substitution there. Well, notice I'm trying to get 1 is equal to 3 up here. So in order to do that, this is the same, this is the same, this is the same, and here's my substitution. Every time I see 2, I'm writing 4. And the reason why I do that now is I can subtract angle 4 from both sides using subtraction property of equality, and I get 1 is equal to 3. And you'll notice over here on the flow proof it's exactly the same. It's just taking my statements, both linear pair postulate, you do a substitution, you set them equal to each other because they're both equal to 180. There you do another substitution. I'm doing angle 2 for angle 4. They both have an angle 4 on both sides, so you can use subtraction property of equality, angle 1 is equal to 3. So even though that was probably a difficult problem for students, I made it out of 4 points. Question number 7 was the same problem from last week. Based off this picture, you should recognize that it's supplementary or linear pair. So you're adding blank plus blank equals 180. You're adding these two together. Remember here, when you combine like terms, you don't do the opposite on one side of the equation. You just add 3 plus 10, which gives us 13, and negative 3 and a negative 38 gives us negative 41. To move it across the equal sign, you do the inverse or opposite. So the opposite of negative 41 is positive 41, gives you 221. And divide by 13, you get n equals 17. If you take n equals 17, then you can just substitute it and find your angle measures, 48 and 132. Some of you need to improve in showing your work. Question number 8. Similar problem from the previous week. It is starting with vertical angles, because you have two intersecting lines. And you'll notice how to start because they both have an x variable. So I set them equal to each other because of vertical angles. I'm going to solve for the variable x, subtract 2x from both sides. I get x minus 33 equals 5. Add 33 to both sides, this will become 0. X is equal to 38. If you got that far, I give you 3 points. Take x is equal to 38, substitute it back into your picture, and you will get this whole angle here is 81. So 81 plus 4y minus 1 equals 180. Linear pair postulate. Combine like terms there, the constants, you'll get 4y plus 80 equals 180. Subtract 80, you get 4y equals 100. And divide by 4, and you get y equals 25. I hope this is helpful for you for your next quiz or test.